Welcome to this episode of Council Bluffs Today. I'm Todd Studer, and we are back in the virtual studio because this is an opportunity to witness what it's like to hike 11 miles, and then we get to see the face of the man who just did it. Kyle Ranney is joining us. You know, you look great. All you're missing is a big straw hat. Oh, wait, you have one.
I do have a big straw hat. That's funny.
Well, tell folks where you are at right now. As we are recording this, where are you at?
Currently, I'm in between Onawa, Iowa, and Turin, and we had just got finished hiking about 11 miles today over some pretty beautiful terrain, but also steep hills up and down, and over some roads, and a lot of footsteps, one after the other.
What is well, this is the LoHi Trek that you're on. Tell folks what this is. I mean, we've had it on the show before and we've talked about it before, but for those who don't know, what is this excursion that you're doing right now?
Well, it's kind of hard to describe, and one of the directors that runs it's sitting right in front of me, so I feel like I'm going to get this wrong. He's going to laugh at me. He's smiling. He's smiling. The LoHi Trek was started by Kelly Madigan, and it was just a dream and a vision to be able to hike from the Missouri border up to Minnesota border through the Loess Hills, which is the land formation right here in southwest Iowa. Currently, Todd, you're like sitting at the base of the Loess Hills, and so am I. I can see it in the background here.
Right.
And so she hiked the whole entire way, trying to get as many parks in as you can, and then a lot of road walking. So there's a group of about 50 people that does this once or twice a year. And we like conservation, and we get out here, and we kind of want to bring awareness to our local ecosystem.
Typically, 11 miles would be roughly 22,000 steps. Did you track that? Do you know how many you took today?
Ooh, let me look at my phone here.
Yeah.
I think I can tell you that exact figure. Steps, 27,800.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
that would be probably because you had to take some smaller steps as you're going uphill or downhill. You're not taking your regular stride, right?
Yes. Yeah, a little more steps going downhill. And the total walking distance was 11.2 miles. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Morning coffee supported by Bryce Taylor and GLI Insurance Group, serving Council Bluffs, Tabor, and Clarinda. Springtime in Iowa. A good time to take 5 minutes and make sure your home, vehicles, and anything you're pulling out for warmer weather are properly covered. Bryce and the GLI team live and work right here in our communities and are always happy to help you head into spring with confidence. GLI Insurance Group, local service, all seasons. Morning Coffee is brought to you by Keith Jones, your Edward Jones financial advisor in Council Bluffs. Learn how he can help you reach your financial goals. Visit edwardjones.com for more. Edward Jones, member SIPC. That's impressive, that many miles, and especially with the up and down. Now, you know, it's not like long 2-mile long stretches where you're going up the whole way, but
No,
still,
quarter-mile up, plateau downhill usually.
Yeah, it's still pretty strenuous, something like this. So why put yourself through it? Why is it that you want to be out there so bad?
That's a great question. I like being out in the wilderness with people. I mean, it's pretty simple. I also slept in a treehouse last night. That was a new experience for me. It went pretty well, except for a brief gust of wind in the middle of the night that kind of blew my sleeping bag out of the treehouse. So I had to go get it and get back up there. So it was kind of fun. But I mean, it's just it's a cool community of people, and we're all here for the same interests because we want to obviously enjoy our landscapes, and we care about conservation, and all of us like hiking. Otherwise, why would we do that together? So
Is this the second or third year you've done it?
this is like the 5th year I've done it.
Really?
I think.
I didn't know that you'd done it so many times.
Yeah. Or the 4th. No, this would be the 5th. Yeah.
This is the fifth time you've been out there. Are you seeing a lot of the same faces every year when you do it?
Yes. Yeah, there are a lot of new people this time around, but yeah, it feels when you come back to this event every year, it feels like you're meeting an old friend, somebody you've known a long time, and well, I guess we kind of have known him a long time now, so it's true.
Describe what you're feeling right now, because I know that you do like to hike, but you haven't been out in a while. So going from a winter existence and now getting your first real time out in nature over the course of an entire day and going 11 miles, what does that feel like?
Yeah, well, your feet are sore, your calves are sore. Um, I do feel a little tired now, but I do feel good. Um, I wouldn't say I did this cold turkey because I've probably been walking about a mile a day up until now. Um, but it 11 miles sounds like a lot, but when you do it over the course of 6, 7, 8 hours, it's not as daunting as you think. So,
No,
and there's
that's good to know.
people of all ages out here. I am not the youngest. I am not the oldest. So it's a lot of different people can actually come out and do this, and not everybody went the whole way. There are points where you can break off and take a shorter route if you'd like.
Were you tempted to do that at all?
No, no, not at all.
I'm getting a kick out of talking to you right now, Kyle, because usually you have a little more energy than this, but I have done that type of hike before. I
Yeah,
know not in that area, but for that distance and that strenuous. And when you finish, it is physically exhausting, but it's also, I think, spiritually energizing. Would that be how you're feeling?
that's definitely true. So definitely true. Yeah, and then I think we're having people speak tonight and sharing stories. Taking lots of photos and video. Gonna be publishing some of that stuff. It's gonna be a good time. So you'll definitely see a lot more about this. And there's already a lot of video content out there that I've made in the past couple of years. So
What do you take along with you on a hike like this? I mean, I'm sure you've got some kind of pack. So what goes
yeah.
with you on that trip?
Honestly, just a nice little small backpack. I took an extra jacket. I have my drone in the backpack, a bottle of water, some extra batteries. Some people just carry a water bottle. So this isn't, we're not backpacking. We come back to the same place every night. So it's not a backpacking trip, and it's not a trip where you need like a Sherpa or anything like that. So I just carry what I need to document the day and a
Is
whole liter of water. So
Do you have relief stations along the way? Is there anyone out there making sure that, let's say you run out of water, are you just out of luck, or is there something to be able to help with that?
no, there's probably 2 or 3 times a day where I saw somebody at like a checkpoint with a car where you could break off and go back, get some water, get some emergency care. Yeah, it's not like an unsupported trip, or like an unsupported run or anything like that. There's definitely lots of people along the way to help you get what you need so that we have a good time.
Do you have the ability or the opportunity to talk with anyone and get to know anyone a little better along the way, or is this kind of a solo thing for you?
Oh no, this is a perfect trip for extroverts. I talked to the same person today for probably about an hour and a half, just walking along. So you get to share a lot of stories, hear updates from people's lives, um, problem solve, learn how to fix problems about terrible trees that are in my backyard and how to get rid of them. So practical advice comes out. Um, Lots of good stuff like that.
One of the cool things about this trip that you do every year is, I don't know what you'd call it. It's where everybody gets together at the end of the day and they kind of share their own personal experiences about what it was like, and it can vary quite a bit, can it?
Yeah, I can usually refer to that as like a cry circle. Um, Lance, is that still what we call it? Yeah, um, yeah, refer to that as the cry circle. Everybody kind of comes together, shares like things that you go through. A lot can go through your head when you're walking that many steps over and over and over and over a day. So yeah, things come out. People talk about their experience and the things they didn't know before, and sometimes people get really emotional. So
Well, of course, being physically exhausted can do that. It can really open you up emotionally, and it just kind of breaks down barriers. And especially when you're in a large group where everyone's like minded, everybody's out there for their own reason, but there's also that common thread that's running through everything.
Yeah. We definitely shared a lot of the same experiences, and again too, I know a lot of the people I'm with, so I know their history past, things from last year. A lot of people rally around people when they need help and stuff from this group, and it's really a good collection of people.
How was the weather for you today?
It was great. The sun came out a bunch. It did rain, just maybe a little tiny sprinkle. The temperatures were in that range where it's not cold, but when you're exerting yourself, it's nice to have that cool feeling. So honestly, it was a great day to go hiking. It's overcast now, but there were some points today where the sun came out and it was just absolutely gorgeous.
Good morning. Start with peace of mind. Miners Healthcare provides professional in home support where it matters most, helping individuals maintain comfort, dignity, and independence in their daily lives. Their experienced nursing team focuses on personalized care, clear communication, and supporting families through every step of the process. It is healthcare built on trust, compassion, and real relationships. Learn more at minershealthcare.com. S&B Country Kennel is the top spot in southwest Iowa when you need to know your dog will receive only the best. Boarding, daycare, grooming, self-washing, training, and even a membership available to a dog park over an acre in size. S&B Country Kennel also has rescue dogs, so check with them about adoption possibilities. sbcountrykennel.com, that's country spelled with a K, located just west of I-29 on Bungie Avenue, south of Council Bluffs. So, what's the rest of the trip look like for you then?
I'm hiking tomorrow. I won't be here on Saturday, but the rest of the group will be here again. And then I think they're ending up down at the Boy Scout Ranch, and I think that's where the hike ends is at the end of this weekend.
So, you have done now, this is your fifth trip. Has any of the segments that you've been on stand out as a favorite, or do they just each individually stand on their own?
Um, that's a great question, actually. Um, I can't say I have a favorite. So they're different, and I guess maybe people don't know this, but we do a section every year. So I'm not going from Missouri to Minnesota in 2 or 3 days, right? So we're doing a section of it, and we kind of stay in an area. Last year we actually went through Council Bluffs, and that was kind of cool because I know all those spots really well because I live there. So, but the spot up here is pretty nice. And then the first year when we hiked up near Sioux City, there were some really unique areas that people don't normally have access to that we were able to go. And some of those places I'll probably remember forever. So,
That you brought up a good point that what they do to put this hike together is a lot of times they have to contact private landowners to get permission because you're in areas that are not open to the public.
yeah. And that's super true. Yeah. I mean, we went hiking in a field full of buffalo. And normally people don't get to go there. That was like my first year we went. The buffalo are elusive. They don't want to see people. So it was fine. But yeah, you can't just normally go there, right? Then 2 years ago we stayed on private land, and even today we were on a private landowner's land, and we actually ate lunch at his house. So that's not normally something you would get to do, but you could hike around it and still get to the same areas. But it's just a little bit different than what you'd be able to get on your own. So that's why you want to join with an organization like this that puts in the work ahead of time to plan those routes, get permissions, and then uh, provide you with the experience.
Something I've heard you talk to about to many people about are the different events and places that are close to home that people don't know about. And I think the LoHi Trek is becoming more known, but still it isn't really as well known as it probably should be. But at the same time, it's limited. So you're out there with
Yeah.
50 people. I think if this was widespread information, it would make it even a tougher ticket to get.
Yeah, it's a limited event. That's for sure. It's I wouldn't say it's super tough to get in, but um, you got to be ready when they open it up. So, um, and honestly, it's kind of cool. Today we hiked in a spot that I didn't even know existed. So even though I feel like I know a lot of these places, I'm still discovering new things.
So, any plans to make the entire trek now by yourself and go from border to border?
Maybe one day I need to schedule some time off to do that, but
It would actually be a pretty cool thing that if we had the ability to do that. Right now, there is no trail that runs the entire way. It'd
no,
have to
there's
be
not.
mapped out. You'd have to spend some time on roads. I mean, that's just how it is.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, but this is kind of a precursor to being able to make something like that happen, because we're meeting the people we need to, either put in easements to make a trail, or you're making those connections that you need to get something like this to be able to actually come to fruition later.
Well, before we
Um,
wrap things up, any highlights stand out in your head from this day that you were out there that say, I was really glad I was there for that?
yeah, I mean, we found a paper wasp nest, and that was kind of cool. I'd actually never seen one of those in a tree before. That was on our route. They were not home. It was calm. That's why I didn't get stung or anything, but so that was kind of neat. Yeah. So yeah, usually finding something that is cool. And the nice thing too is that, I'm hiking with a bunch of people that know way more stuff about birds and plants than I do. So I learn something new every year just by being with other people, and they kind of show you the ropes.
Well, Kyle has been out there taking a lot of video that is going to be available to folks to see. We are putting together a lot of footage and stories and things from this trek, and that's one of the reasons you're out there is to make all of this happen. So good on you for taking one for the team, my man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's great. So I'll see you Monday.
All right. Well, you continue to be safe, and as this is being released, yes, we are recording this on a Thursday, so I wanted to be able to kind of get that real vibe of what it was like out there. And thank you very much for being a part of it. And thanks to you for watching this episode of Council Bluffs today. We are looking forward to an exciting week. And my name is Todd Studer. We will see you back here tomorrow morning.